at the point of arrest, it was more so like that's when my life started to change. And just to take you back a little bit, I ain't even speak on this. I was out on bond
Okay.
for attempted murder.
3, 2, 1,
Bingo! That's right. Felons Ain't Failure 42 podcast is back in the building. Live from St. Petersburg, Florida, where everything is looking all nice and clean and beautiful. But check it out. We're back with another episode of FELON X. This is where we have our felons come on, man, and let y'all see the humanity side of us, the creative side of us, the wise side of us. So you know that we are people just like y'all. Don't categorize us. Don't look at us something different. We eat, sleep, live just like y'all. We work, make money, spend money just like y'all. And today in the building, I got a phenomenal guest. And y'all got to get ready for it. We got Keezy in the building. Keezy, what's happening?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Chilling,
I'm glad to be here, man. Yes, sir. Glad
Yes,
to be
sir.
here.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Now, listen, y'all. We got a treat, and I call it a treat because y'all know I love my FELON X videos because I myself first am a felon. That's where this whole movement started from. Then my compadre, who I got sitting up here with me, a felon as well, but an exceptional felon, what I want to call it. Because, and I'm going to let Keezy kind of deliver the story so y'all can grab hold to it. But real quick, I want to know something. From, okay, you went to prison in 2019.
Correct.
Okay. How old was you when you went to prison?
I was like, I think I was like 30.
About 33?
Like 30, yeah, 31, 32.
You look like
yeah.
21
I look
now.
20, that's good.
Man, I'm bold
Yeah.
already. Okay, so you went to prison, you was like 30, so like 2019.
Yeah,
High school.
yeah.
What was high school like for you?
Man, high school was lit. I ain't gonna lie, high school was lit. I was very popular in high school. I played basketball. One of the best basketball players in my whole county. Yeah, I was a baller. Yeah, I was doing my thing. But, you know, sometimes we had that big head.
Yeah.
And I had the big head.
Okay.
It's just like, man, I ball. I'm good at balling, but that ain't enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have them grades, too.
That's right. Yeah, that's what's
So
up.
I ain't understand how important grades was. I just thought my talent was going to get me where I was trying to go at.
Bingo! Felons Ain't Failures Podcast 42. Oh, bro, is it a little cold in here? Now ready.
Ooh, I got this quote, and I like that you said that. And we're going to kind of just chop this conversation up because I really just want to take this time to get to know you. But I got a post, because you said about talent. I got a post about, it's over my desk, and it says that talent is good, but timing is better than talent on any day. And I like that because to me, that means that I can be one of the best at anything.
Right.
But if I'm not performing and pursuing at the right time, that talent really don't mean nothing.
Correct.
And so based on what you just said, thinking about that, like as talented as you was, the work that you put in life to get something out of, or even to pursue and go somewhere in life, it has to be a complete work.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And I say that before because there's a lot of felons, you know what I'm saying, that's talented, you know, and I know from being in prison, I remember back in the days when cats drawing roses on envelopes and you buying them, you know what I'm saying, stuff they hustle with, and cats are so talented coming out of prison, but they're not putting the whole work together.
Right.
And I want to highlight that because we're going to get to that. That's something that you did when we talk about these 35 plus certifications and things
Correct.
like that. With your talent, you had that, but you came home and you put in some work. So,
Sir.
After high school, and let's just walk them through the journey of your life when we're going to get to the penitentiary and then get to the certifications.
Okay.
But after high school, I would imagine that at some point you kind of got into the streets.
Correct.
Let's talk about that. How you got there?
So I kind of like was dibbling and dabbling with the streets and then school. So I would be at all the games playing ball, but then I would leave practice and then go on the corner. You know what I'm saying? So It's like I'm on the corner, I'm saying fast money, you know. I'm chilling with some of the older dudes. They teaching me how to shoot dice.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, like this look kind of like, this lit. Like this lit. It's like an everyday sport. It's like, it's always somebody on the corner. Always somebody on the block. The block ain't never empty. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, weekend, I'm on the block. After school, I'm on the block. And then gradually it just started being more on the block than school. I started skipping school.
Yeah.
Leaving school early. I had an older sister. She a straight A student. She leave school early. I'm dipping with her.
Yeah,
You know, I'm trying to get out of school early.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving with her. And some way or another, man, I winged over all the way to the block.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to my last basketball game, and halftime, my coach came in there. He was like, I got to let you go. You ain't got the grades.
Yeah.
And, like, that crushed me. I left there, went to the block.
It was on from there.
It was on from there.
On from there.
It was on from there.
We did an episode yesterday talking about pivot, don't panic. And we was talking about how life deliver us blows and then the responses we have to them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, now I know you can look back and I'm asking in a minute, a lot of times when situations like that arise, we panic. And panic is not like fear or scared. Panic is because winners have to be thinkers. You know what I'm saying? And most fellas, we thinkers.
Right.
That's why we win at the stuff we win at till we get caught. And we, in a lot of situations, we didn't pivot.
Right.
You know, we didn't change our angle to pursue the thing that we really wanted for our life. We panicked and we start operating out of behavior where we were not thinking.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So looking back now, when the coach, and it's the reason I'm asking you this, when the coach told you we got to let you go because you ain't got the grades, what would have been a pivot move for you instead of turning to the block?
Pivot move should have been I just should have, like, started studying, got a tutor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had a sister that graduated top 10% of the class. She was in 12th grade. I was in the 9th.
Yeah.
I had the resources in my household.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I panicked. Like, it's like, they turned their back on me. I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Looking for, it's almost like and I'm saying this because I definitely understand the story. I mean, like, I was a cat. I didn't have to get in the streets.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
I mean, we weren't rich, but I had a good family structure, you know, while my daddy was there. That I didn't have to go to the streets, but it was the glitz, the glamour. You know what I'm saying? To me, it was like dudes with cars, with money, with chicks, things like that. And even just being able to live off your own schedule, your own time, get up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was also caught up in that, and that's what pulled me to the streets. And it led me to where I led. Now, I thank God for it because the person I became after prison.
Straight.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did more things after prison than I did before I went.
Yeah.
So it definitely served a powerful purpose in my life. But do you remember the day you got arrested?
Man, like the back of my hand, I'll
Talk
never
about
forget
it. Talk about
that.
it. From the time you got up, talk about it.
All right,
From the time
man,
you
so-
got up to the time you got in the police car.
I woke up that morning. I was dealing with this female, and we were going through it. So I had like all my clothes and shoes and stuff in my car. And she called me. She was like, let's go out to eat. Let's try to work on things. I was like, all right, cool. So I go over there. We get in her car. You know what I'm saying? We go out to eat. And while we out to eat, her mother ended up calling me because that's where I was like currently laying my head at
Gotcha.
while I was going through it. And she was like, I need the key from you. You know, to go to the house, I need the key. So I'm like, all right, I'm coming. But at the same time, I had somebody calling me for something. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm coming. So then she called me back again. Like, where you at? I'm waiting on you. Where you at? So I'm like, I'm coming. I'm still like, but I'm really like blowing her off because we out to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like blowing her off. So when we get back to my little female house, she told me, I want to go get my nails done. So I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to swap cars.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, nah, I don't know why, bro, but some men kept saying swap cars with her, swap cars.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I'm going to just take my car. You take your car. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to just go run your mama the keys and go do what I got to do. Man, I end up getting in my car. She go where she going at. I'm driving down the street, and no lie, I pass by the street, and I see a police officer coming up. So as he coming up, I looked at him. He looked at me. He, like, locked eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nah, ain't nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm driving, but in my mind, I'm thinking I'm straight because I got a license. So I was like, I'm good. Everything good. I'm good. So I just keep driving. I don't speed up nothing, man. I keep driving. Like 2 minutes later, like I see him bend the corner. He come flying like a couple of minutes later, like a couple of seconds, I'm sorry. He come flying behind me. I'm like, what he flying behind me for? Lights come on. So now when the lights come on, I just kind of like deadlock.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm dirty.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take the keys and the other stuff to the person that was calling me. So
Yeah.
I'm deadlocked. Like, man. He throw his lights on, so I pull over. He come to my car. But it was different because most officers approach your car, they come to your driver's side window.
Correct.
He approached my car from the passenger side.
Mm.
I never had no officer do that. So it kind of threw me off about him being an officer, period, doing this type of behavior.
Yeah.
So he leaned in my window, kind of like if you was talking to your homeboy. He put his elbows in my window. He leaned in my window, and I kind of like put my back against my door and look at him.
Yeah.
Like,
what you
yeah, like, that's what I'm at with it. Like, what you got going on?
Yeah.
Like this. Like, so I look at him. He like, I'll pull you over. So I'm like, nah. Cause mind you, I'm thinking my license, everything good. I'm like, nah, why you put me over? He's like, your license suspended. I said, suspended? He said, yeah. I said, well, when my license became suspended, he was like, you just should have noticed like a week ago. Nah. I tell him, nah. So from that moment on, it seemed like the energy started changing.
Yeah.
He asked for my license. Yeah, so I handed my license, and he looked at my license, and then he looked back at me. So it made me think that he thought I was a male.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, yeah, I'm a female, like that. So he looked again, he like double take, you know what I'm saying? So then on that point, he was like, I'm finna search your car. I said, search my car? You ain't finna search my car? He was like, yeah, I'm finna search your car. I said, for what? And he's like, it smell like marijuana in here. I said, I don't smoke marijuana. Mind you, I've never smoked.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't smoke marijuana, you lying. So he basically tell me, if you don't let me search your car, I'm gonna take you to jail. Now, mind you, the place that I'm going to take him on the keys, I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's eye view, like maybe less than 100 feet. Yeah.
Okay. Right there.
Right there, like eye view. So it's like one of them things how you say, we panic. All I'm thinking about is I got drugs, and the drugs around my waist in the fanny pack. This the crazy part. It's in the fanny pack, you feel me? So when he said he's gonna search my car, I kind of like panic. I look at him like, man, you ain't finna search my car. He reached in my car, he grabbed my keys out the ignition from the passenger side. And that kind of like did it for me.
Yeah.
I jumped out, driver through, take off running. Don't never do that. I take off running, man. I'm talking about I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get where the mom at.
Yeah.
I hit a pothole, bro. I hit a pothole, man, and he grabbed my shirt, man, and he slammed me.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna lie. But a natural reaction. When somebody slam you, what you do?
I'm
grab him. I'm locking.
I'm locking up.
I locked up with him. I slammed him. So now we fighting. We like going blow for blow, bro. We going blow for blow, like, you know what I'm saying? And her mama must be heard the tussling. And her sister, they come out the door. They're like, stop. He reaching for his gun. I laid it down. You put the handcuffs on me. But in the back of my mind, man, I was like, what happened in a matter of seconds? This all happened in less than a mile span.
Yeah.
From one house
to the next. Yeah.
This is less than a mile.
See, when I run into stuff like that made me feel like that's almost working of God in my life.
It was.
Because even when you think the whole situation fishy, and then for him to say your license suspended, first of all, he thought you was a dude.
Yeah.
So he definitely want to see what's up with you. Then your license suspended, but how you saw that riding past me, because you came back hot pursuit.
Straight
You
up.
couldn't have saw my license was suspended until you got on my tag.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So
Correct.
you know what I'm saying? You was already after me. And I'm telling you, God got a strange way, what I noticed in my life, of arresting us to put us on the path for the purpose that he created us for.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like my situation, when I end up coming to my relationship with the Lord, we used to hang out by Busy Bee Car Wash, and I'm gonna share this with George. So I rented this car. We used to rent cars from junkies. So I, give him a couple rocks and then ride around. So we ride smoking all day. I was supposed to have the car back like 9 o'clock. It's like 11 o'clock. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, he'll smoke. I sell dope. I'm just gonna throw him some rocks when I get there. So he don't call the police and told the police that that I carjacked him. I pulled the pistol on him and took his car. So me and my homeboy, Dre, we go to Chili's, get something to eat, shut Chili's down. We're coming back, so I'm finna drop Dre off. Then I'm gonna drop the car off.
Right.
Dre like, man, we need to go get some more bud. It's already like 11 o'clock. I'm like, all right, we go across town, get some bud. I drop him off. I'm coming back down 18th Avenue, and like your situation, I'm coming down 18th going towards 9th Street. He coming down 18th going towards 34th Street. So we passing. As we passing, we lock. So that's what made me tell this. We lock. And he go past. I look in the rearview mirror. Yeah. He go past. I see he busted you.
Oh, man.
So he busted you. I smashed. So I hit it on him. I'm in like a little New Yorker or something. I can't get it police car. So we hit an alley. I hit an alley, he behind me. So I hit 2 alleys. I don't know if you know what old Busy Bee car wash at. Now, you only been here a couple years.
Yeah, I only been here.
So it was a car wash on 18, was like our main strip where all the dope boys, everybody wash their car and stuff. So my auntie stayed like 2 houses behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So when he hit behind me, I come across alleys and a couple roads. So in my mind, I'm saying, I'm going to pull up in my auntie yard. I'm going to hop out, hit the fence. So, but them New Yorkers, when they first came out, was one of them cars that if you didn't put the car in park, the doors don't unlock.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Yeah,
Like
okay.
how a lot of
Okay.
cars do now. So when I pull up in her yard, I throw it in neutral. But I figure if I throw it in neutral and the car start running in the yard, he gonna have to kind of stay with the car. I throw it in neutral, but the door was never unlocked.
You can't get out
By
of
the
there.
time I get out, throw it in park and get out, right there with his gun.
Oh,
So I ended up going to jail. And it's a long story. I won't get into the rest of that. But I say that to say that was the pivotal point in my life.
correct.
You know what I'm saying? And if I didn't have the right perspective, I could have took my life in the wrong direction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that situation happened in my life because God had to get me here.
Correct. Right.
Looking back on that, do you feel like the 35 plus certifications, everything that you are now, do you think that's a result of your life being arrested at that point?
I know it was.
Yeah.
I know it was because at the point of arrest, it was more so like that's when my life started to change. And just to take you back a little bit, I ain't even speak on this. I was out on bond
Okay.
for attempted murder.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had not been out of jail 2 weeks. So I was fast living, and I had so many signs, man. It's just sometimes we ignore them until it's like, boom, right down your face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when it was right down my face, it was more so like, well, I'm done. That's all I kept saying. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's over with.
Yeah.
I'm out on bond, and I just
For
caught this
attempt.
charge. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I got this other charge.
You finna get a battery Leo and everything.
Oh man, hey, this so funny because when he got me in the car, I apologized to him because he was bleeding. So that's one of the charges I thought about. I'm like, man, you know, I sorry. It was the reaction. He was like, you good, you good.
Straight prison time.
Yeah,
battery
man.
Leo.
I'm like, this bad. Man, I was thinking of battery Leo. I apologize to him for slapping him though.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things I did do. Like,
I wonder how he felt after he got slammed by a girl that he thought was a boy.
I think that's why he ain't put that charge on me.
He wasn't gonna tell
I
him.
think he was
They
embarrassed.
were gonna clown him. Yeah, he
They kept
wasn't gonna
asking
tell
him, did he want medical attention? And he was like, nah. Kept saying
So
no.
you end up going through a court process. I went to court for like 2 years before I even got my time with the evidential hearings and stuff. Your first day of prison. Well, when you got sentenced to prison, how much time did they sentence you?
They sentenced me like 3.5, but they gave me credit of time served. I was
in the
found
county?
guilty. Yeah.
Okay.
Found guilty.
So, what was that? Now, I don't know if it's the same for the girls. Let's see, because we're going to educate them on people who don't know. I know on our side, like you almost know when you somehow, like you know when you finna get ready to take that ride when it, you know what I'm saying? So they wake us up early, and then we have to handcuff to somebody, and then they leave us in a room until it's time for us to get on that bus and go. Is that the same process with y'all?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
On that other side,
a little bit of difference. I wasn't handcuffed to nobody else though. I was
Okay.
handcuffed and shackled to myself.
Okay.
But it wasn't the wee hours. They just came to my county door and slid a paper bag under the door.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that was
see,
your way
that's
to let you know it's time to go.
Yeah, that's
Like they
different.
just slid. It was like a brown paper bag, and they don't even like call your name. They just slide it under the door, under your room, dude.
Oh yeah, see, yeah, they did a little different for us. So when you as you're approaching the prison, as you see yourself, you know, you pull into the prison, what's your mindset at that moment?
Really, I was just trying to process what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it was more so like you can't. This one of them things you can't duck or dodge. You know what I'm saying? Like you here. This what it is.
This what it is.
So like I kept trying to figure out like, dang, like this really finna be my life. Like for the next 3 years, I remember passing by the exit. The last thing I seen was my mama exit, going to Ocala.
Yeah.
And I looked at the exit and I was like, dang, I ain't gonna see this for another 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my process. Like so, as I'm driving inside the gate, when we get ready to get inside the gate, you know, I just look around. I'm looking at all like the buildings of the prison, seeing the inmates out there in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dang, this finna be me.
It's me.
Yeah, like this me. This the reality
set
of
in.
me. The reality setting in what's
Yeah.
going on for real. So, like my first day, it was like crazy because I had dreads. I had real long wigs, thick dreads.
Mm-hmm.
I got to prison. They cut my off. So like, I was kind of blown by that, man. Like that was one of the things that was that, and I ain't even gonna lie. They told me how to wear panties, so that really kind of did it for me. Like, that's real one of the reasons why I would never go back to prison, man.
You have been wearing boxers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. I've been wearing boxers man, middle school too, man. And then I get to prison, and the first thing the lady say, "What size panties you need?" I looked at her, I'm like, "What?" Like, you tripping? Like, yeah. When she told me that, like, I was like, "Oh man!" Like, they strip your pride at the door.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the things that helped me though.
Yeah.
Strip that pride.
You know what? That turns out being a blessing because on our side, when we go in, they take us all in this room. They put a box in the middle of the floor. And they make all the men, we have to get naked, throw everything in that box. Yeah. And think about what you said, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they do. They start, and this just the downside, what people don't understand about prison, why we need to go through therapy as we transition back for certain things in our life, that their primary goal from the beginning is to begin to mentally break us down.
Right.
To pull our strength, to pull our power, and take our creativity from us. And that's why, like, we got a program we're putting together where we want to prevent high school kids from getting felonies.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Because the truth of the matter, as strong as we are, when somebody breaks you down, there's a process to you building that and restoring yourself back up. And a lot of felons don't do that. A lot of felons think that I can get out of prison and I can go back to hustling, grinding, pursuing the business or whatever I got to do, without paying attention to the things about them that need to be rebuilt up.
Correct.
Because psychologically, and I might be using the word wrong, unconsciously, it's hard to see what that system is doing to you because it comes such a routine, and you think you just live it. And I seen cats. I know you don't see people that they love it though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is where they want to be. But unconsciously or subconsciously, whatever the word may be, y'all get in the comments to correct me. You know how y'all like to do. It does something to you that we don't recognize. You know what I'm saying? We don't realize. And a lot of us, we become, or either we remain emotionally unintelligent.
Correct.
So we're not able to restore relationships when we get out. We're not able to build relationships when we get out. We don't have a relationship with ourselves. We don't have a relationship with our high power, whatever our high power may be. And it's because of what that system is designed to do.
Correct.
You know, so when they talk about it's designed, if we have to pay a debt to society, it's more than that. It begins to eliminate and erase who we are from the original way God created us to be.
Correct. I definitely believe in that. I firmly believe in that, man, because a lot of times I had to tell myself that if you ain't strong-minded, boy, you're losing in prison.
Yeah.
And then I was in prison during COVID.
Ooh, isolation.
Isolation. 23 hours a day. I'm locked down in the door. Like, I ain't know what outside looked like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we in the dorm with maybe like 80 to 90 women locked down 23 hours a day. That's a lot of emotions. That's a lot of everything.
A lot of estrogen. Everything,
You got to endure. You trying to keep yourself sane, and you got the person right next to you on both sides that ain't even got it together. You know what I'm saying? So you fighting to try to keep yourself sane, especially because I've never been locked up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So
like, in a
first
long time.
You got to go deal with that.
Yeah. So I never been locked up for longer than a bond. You know what I'm saying? So having to go and be locked down 23 hours a day, man, no visitation, nothing.
And that's crazy. And people, and that's crazy. Like, I've been to the hole before, but that's, like, people don't understand, like, that's part of the plan. Because regardless of people take about it, when God said in the beginning that it's not good, that man should live alone.
Right.
We were never designed to be without the fellowship, the relationship of people.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So when you in them situations, it's like, it's so damaging. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this because I want to lead to this. It's so damaging. It damaged me, whether I knew it or not. It was damaging you, whether you knew it or not.
Correct.
What's your take on therapy? On therapy. For people who, if you can get therapy in there, because I think you told me you took some therapy in there. But just hindsight looking, what's your take on therapy? Is it necessary? Is it needed? Is it important? You know what I'm saying?
I think therapy is highly important.
Okay.
Therapy help you figure out things about yourself you didn't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that I was blind to. And I feel like without the right without the right path, it's hard to heal. You ain't gonna be able to heal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you still got past damages that you holding on to, and you that's still causing you to feel this type of way about little small certain things. You know what I'm saying? I remember my first day in therapy. The lady say, I'm like, man, why you got me in here? I don't need to be in no therapy. This is me talking.
Yeah.
Lady was like, yes, you do. I said, I got an addiction. My first set of therapy was an addiction class.
Okay.
So, drug addiction class. I said, I don't got no addiction. She said, yes, you do. I said, I got no addiction. She said, your addiction to money led you here.
Yeah. That's an addiction.
So when she said that, kind of like starting to tell, I'm like, dang, you're absolutely right, though. I was chasing a dollar that landed me here. So that's an addiction because I was willing to wake up early, go to sleep late, not eat, whatever, just to get it. That's the same thing as somebody who has a drug habit. You know what I'm saying? So I started learning a lot of stuff, not only about myself, but about other people. And that was kind of one of them things that made me change my life. You know what I'm saying? When you're in prison and you seeing mothers that's 30s, can't read, can't write. Drugs done fried them. And all we think about is, I'm going to catch this play. I'm finna make this $100. But yet, this lady doing whatever to get that $100, or man or whoever, to spend with you.
Yeah.
We go do whatever we want to go do it. We ain't thinking about the back end.
Yeah.
Or what she did.
Damage.
Right.
Yeah.
She probably stole this from her mama who taking care of her kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after I'm in class, I'm looking at all these women, man. I made a vow to myself in that class before I graduated, like, I don't want to damage somebody else's household because I know how I felt when they took me away from my family and my household.
That's powerful. That's powerful for you to be able to flip it and see it like that. Is that what led you to the women that you work with to help them get their GED? How did that, like, because now I'm here and I can hear the complete shift in your mind.
Right.
So like at that point, did you realize like how did you get to the point where you start giving back and like, I gotta help these ladies get these GED, and like what brought that on?
Well, what really brought it on was, honestly, when you get to prison, I'm gonna back up a little bit. When you get to prison, you know, they send you through all this stuff and you get your jobs. You go to get your job, whatever you're gonna do in prison. So I remember being in there and they told me, you going to the kitchen. I was like, with all due respect, man, I kind of like, I want to go to school. So the lady like, look at me, she's like, you ain't got enough time to go to school. I said, well, I want to go to school because I want to leave here different than how I came. And I think that put something in her mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing my footwork when we was talking about it. I was doing my footwork. So she told me, like, she'll see. She sent me back to the dorm. But I ain't stopped right there. You know what I mean? I went and kept pressing them about putting me in school, and they finally put me in school. And when I did my first tape test, I kid you not, I tape tested at a 5th grade level. You know what I'm saying? So I tape tested at a 5th grade level, and then COVID hit. So we locked down. I went to school 1 week, and we locked down. So in my mind, I'm thinking, I ain't gonna never get my GED.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we locked down, I ain't really got I'm not a long time. I'm not considered a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, never get my GED. But I wrote to the teacher and asked them to bring me the books. And they brought me the books, bro. And I started all the way from basic math, basic language arts, basic history.
Self-taught.
Self-taught. Every day. Every day. I would get up, work out, study. Hours, hours, and hours. And we was locked down for a couple months, and they came on and said, okay, we're going back to re-tape test. Now, in order to tape test, you had to have a certain score. I mean, the GED test, I apologize. You got to have a certain score on the tape.
Yeah.
So we come out of there, and they send me to go tape. Now, if I don't hit it this time,
That's
I
it.
won't get it.
Yeah.
They only do it once a year.
Yeah.
So I go in there, bro, and the teacher walk out of there. He say, you ready? I'm going to be able to test you for language arts and social studies. And I was like, man, I did this myself.
Self-taught.
Self-taught myself, bro.
But that wasn't nothing but that dog that was already in you.
Yeah,
And you said that, and that's a key point when we tell people pivot, don't panic. You ain't changed, like we talked about yesterday. If you think about basketball, when people pivot, the first thing they do, they have to establish a pivot foot.
Right.
And you never picked that up.
Right.
Regardless of you don't went from the streets to prison, the dog that you was when you was on that basketball court, the dog that you was when you was hustling, dog that you was when you slammed that cop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the dog you was when you asked for them books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that people have to understand. God don't expect you to change the dog that's in you.
Correct.
You just got to change the strategies, the methods, the way you pursue things in life. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely going to lead to some stuff that they got to hear about it. You being self-taught. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did what you had to do. You put in the footwork. You put in the deep work. Get the way you need to get. So you got the GED.
Yeah.
You passed the tape testing.
Yeah.
How you got to, what brought you to helping others?
Okay, so I got shipped the work release, and I needed one more part of my GED, which is math.
Okay.
So they shipped me the work release, and when I get there, the work release, I tell the lady, first day, straight at the door, hey, man, I'm chasing something. And she said they had nobody get their GED there in 8 years. So she told me. So she told me she'll pay for my math part. She sent me to take my math part, and me and 2 other people.
Okay.
And I aced it. And I told her, I said, if you allow me to, I'll help other girls who trying to get it. And she told me that she wanted more people so we could do a graduation because they never had a graduation.
Wow.
So day in, day out, man, I told them, y'all meet me in the courtyard, whatever, and I'll help y'all. I started helping them every day, going over this, they math, everything. And I actually tutored, I think, like 6 or 7 women. Mm-hmm. And we had a graduation. They had not had a graduation. So
y'all had caps, gowns?
Nah, they didn't give us all that. I wanted all that, but they didn't give me all that. But it was like real big to me because out of all my mama kids, I was the only one who had not graduated. So for my mama to come to work release and see me graduate, that was big for me.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? It was big for me. So
damn, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. So even doing that, you felt like you kind of tapped into something with maybe some purpose in your life.
Yeah.
Because now you just even, and I don't know how deep you are into it. Do you have a sense of maybe what your purpose may be? If so, share what you think.
Yeah, sometimes I do. I think like in life, like I remember a lady asked me what my name was, and I told her, and she looked it up, and it says to be inspired. That's what my name means. But I'm really good at like helping other people and leading other people. So I think that's kind of like my purpose here is to help people that need to be helped, man, and inspire people. Inspire people. Yeah. I really do inspire people, like a lot. More than I know. And
I know just from when I first was turned on to you, and I'm like, just see all this stuff, like, that's an inspiration in itself. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know which they'll know, like, we got similar names. You know, we Felons Ain't Failures, and you Felons Not a Failure. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't by coincidence. I didn't know you. You ain't in us. You actually had your name before we did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I grabbed this name in 23. And I think you grabbed yours before then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed mine in 23. So, but you the epitome of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I grabbed the name because my mantra was, I'm a felon, but I'm not a failure.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where, and I take it, that's where you got your thing from.
Definitely.
And so God impressed on me, like, that has to be a movement. You know what I'm saying?
That's big. I love it. I really do. I really do. It has to be a
movement. So let's move through, because we definitely gonna do some part 2s of this. Let's move through. Let's talk about these certifications that you got. How many certifications do you have?
Approximately like between 30 and 35.
So any of these come from prison, or all these are post-prison?
Like maybe 4 and work release.
Okay.
And the rest after.
The rest out here on the streets.
Out here on the streets, correct.
Thing.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the, and I say I know what the drive, because it's that dog we done already talked about. But what's the drive to continue to pick up these certifications? Like why do you do that?
When I was fighting my charge, when they took everything from me, and I learned that they can't take your education or your knowledge from you. They can take money, they can take cars, they can seize your property, you know what I'm saying? But education is something that nobody can take from you. You know, it's something that you take with you everywhere you go, no matter what room you step in, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to take your clothes off. You're going to have to take your hat off, your shoes off, but that education going to stay on you. Like, that's something that you go everywhere with.
I can't pull it from your
mind.
Can't,
nah.
It's
knowledge is power for real.
Yeah. You read?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So it's definitely important to read. I know a lot of us, prison.
Yeah, I did more prison. Yeah,
you get on that bunk and lay back and do some read. You try to get your mind out of that place.
Yeah, most definitely.
So anything Anything you want to say to the fellas?
Yes, I do.
That's your
Just if whatever you chasing, don't give up on yourself. Like, yo, you're gonna hear 1,000 no's. You only really need one yes. And I that's what I live by. I had 1,000 no's. You know what I'm saying? I had
Don't tell 'em
1,000.
about that one yes.
That one yes. That's
Yeah,
all you need to hear.
They say one day with the right person to change your whole life.
Change mine.
You know what I'm saying?
Change
And that
minds.
right person was that police officer for you.
Yes, sir.
That right person was that police officer for me. It was so bad when I went to jail. We're gonna wrap it up after this. When the cat was taking me to jail, when he took me to the county, man took his card and wrote his personal cell phone number on it and gave it to me and said, "Man, if you ever need to talk," and I'm thinking like, "Nigga, you taking me to jail?"
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
You just
But
run.
when I think about it, you know what I'm saying? It was like he was doing his job. You know what I'm saying? But the man was willing to be there for me if I needed him when I got out
Correct.
of that situation.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And
Correct.
that's the same thing that I do now, that I'm there for people when they get out of situations. You there for people
Most
when
definitely.
they get out of situations. So I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you.
Hands down.
Thank you,
I'm
thank you,
proud of
thank
you. And
you.
I feel connected to you with that feeling.
Yeah, man, we all be locked in.
So we definitely
We
going to do
locked
some
in.
stuff together. We're going to see what we can get going. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. There's definitely going to be a part 2. We want to drop this part 1 so you can get a chance to understand some of her story, and we're going to get back to it. We appreciate y'all. Fellas Ain't Failure Podcast. We out here. We love you.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. Be safe.
3, 2, 1.